Hello everybody and welcome to the South Florida Power BI user group. My name is Adriano da Silva, your host. And we are here another day for a great session, which is part of our worldwide presentation series, where we bring individuals from around the world to be here with us, sharing some great knowledge in Power BI and Power Platform technologies. Now, before we get started, let's take a minute and remember to comment the video, subscribe, and like it for supporting the channel. It's appreciated. Next, please take a minute, use the live chat and let us know where are you connecting from. You know, I'm here from the US at South Florida area. Let us know where you are at and let's engage. If you're not a subscriber, please take a minute to subscribe so you can use the live chat. Also, you're going to use the live chat to enter your questions. Right now, in real time, you're going to be able to interact with the other individuals that are also here attending and watching this presentation with you. Now, if you're not watching us now in real time, please take a minute, use the comment section below to enter your location and let us know how do you like this session. And as always, enter your comments as well as in the live chat in a respectful manner. Now, without further ado, let's bring here the guest presenter today. Hello, Hasham.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you, Adriano? Thanks for inviting me in.
Hey, good. Hey, thank you for coming and be here with us. Really appreciate it.
Oh.
So tell us a bit, where are you located at?
So I'm located in Dubai, UAE, other part of the world. And it's always wonderful to come here in your user group. It's been, I guess, third or fourth time I've been here in South Florida user group, and I found this user group very lively. And a special thanks to the organizers.
All right, thanks. Thank you for being here again. We really appreciate your contribution to the group and the community as a whole. You are quite an active presenter and contributor and involved on different communities. Tell us a bit about it. What other communities are you part of?
Okay, so I'm part of many different communities, data communities, Power BI communities, Power Platform communities. I've been running the Power BI user group in Dubai. I've been running Power Platform user group in Dubai. I've been running Azure data group here in Middle East. Also, I've been part of Power community, which is a different community, and they run mostly Power Platform events. We organize different event throughout Middle East region, and I'm also part of MCT Middle East region, and we organize MCT Summit here, Middle East Summit, and all of the data and Power BI communities you can find me in, and you can connect with me.
Awesome. Definitely very active there. And once again, thank you there for contributing, sharing the knowledge with us. Now tell us a bit about your role.
So I've been working as a data analytics practitioner. I have been providing consultancies to different clients. I have been all over the world. I have been doing this data analytics. I've been into the data analytics field for like past 15 years. So it's been all end-to-end data analytics. You can come for the data integration. You can come to ETL, SSIS, SSA, SSI. So I've been working for the whole Microsoft BI stack.
All right.
For almost 15 years.
Cool. And I know that you have moved, or better said, you have expanded your knowledge also in the Azure stack as well.
Yes, I have extended my knowledge to Azure Stack as well. I've been amongst the few of early adopter of the Azure platform where we have achieved the cloud competencies as well. So I was one of the early adopter as well.
Congratulations there. Very good, man.
Thank you.
All right, so as what brings you here today, which is the Dynamic DAX in Power BI, can you tell us a bit about the session here?
Okay. So we have a very simple request from the user where they want their end users to have this ability where they can pick up or choose whatever KPI they want to render or showcase on their visuals. So in the layman term, you can say, I will give you the ability where you can actually select the KPI, you can select the sales or any other KPI, whatever you want to visualize. And this is where the Dynamics DAX come into place, where we drive a pattern. So how to actually write those Dynamics DAX so the user can actually select whatever they want to see on that particular visual without changing the DAX code. So you write only one measure, and with this one measure, you can actually able to flip between different calculations.
Awesome. So I will be seeing the visuals, the DAX, and a lot of very interesting formulas as well.
Yes, you'll be seeing you will be seeing a lot of different use cases, like how we can expand this. So this will be a part of different series we have compiled. So this will be, we will be delivering you part 1 here.
Awesome. Let's take a quick look here, just stepping back for 1 second about the attendees here. All right, like think Demu from Atlanta. We have Darren from Dublin, Ireland. We have Firas from Mississauga, Ontario. And folks, pardon me if I'm stating correctly either your name or your location there. We have Waf from Morocco. All right. And we have Christian from Kingsey Falls, Quebec. Sorry. You see, North America, Europe, on different continents from around the world here from in Morocco, Africa, and also very cool. Thank you very much for you all to being here. Really appreciate it. Spread the word, and I'm confident that what you will see here today will enhance and expand your knowledge in DAX, the use of visuals, and make a more powerful Power BI reports and dashboards here as you get more knowledge from Hasham here. Now remember, drop a comment, let us know, click the like button as well. And now it's all you there, Hasham.
Okay, so let me know if I can start. Okay.
Yes, you can. It's all you there.
Okay, so let me know once you guys can see my screen. It should be a presentation slide.
Yep, just a second. There's a slight delay here. You will be. Yes.
Okay.
All right, great.
Great. So here are the few slides. Usually I don't have many slides. I will do the deep dive workshop kind of sessions, and this session will be a workshop kind of session as well again. So here is my brief introduction. There are some of the few awards I have listed down here. I have won the Power BI Emerald Award and Power BI in the Power BI community. So I was among those few awards holders as well. And then I've been running different user group throughout Middle East region. I've been top contributor in different Power BI forums and SQL Server data forums as well. So for today, how our session will go, we have distributed this into 4 exercises or 3 exercises, you could say. So first of all, we will add KPI dimension where we'll be using throughout the different exercises, and we'll see how we can actually utilize this KPI dimension to actually make a selection and make our measures dynamic. So in first exercise, we will create a KPI dimension. In the second part, what we'll do, we will create a dynamic measure with the use of existing explicit measures, and then we will verify the results of this dynamic measure into the visual selection, and we can see if we change the KPI, either the results are changing dynamically or not. So this is second part. Third part, I will go into the more complex dynamic statement use cases where we will actually explore how we can expand the dynamic measure and then make it a more slick function. So that's it. So here are some of the things. So this will be our part 1, where we will be doing different KPIs. We'll be having different KPIs and we'll try to render those across charts. And then this will be a second part where we'll have a multi-select, or we can do the single select, and then we can render all those KPI. So this is part 1, part 2 of the exercise. Now the slides, I have all the other slides as well, but I will prefer to move it to a Power BI file. So there is a file I have already created. This is the working file which has all the solution and everything there, but I will start it from a blank kind of a file. So currently this file does not have much in it. So I will do a little cleanup here. So I will say, okay, this is my KPI 0. Okay, so let's try to, let's suppose this is your brand new Power BI file. So I have few measures here, but not many measures are here as well. So I have few measures here. I have some order measures. I have created some sales data I have been populating here. So you can see if I click this data button. So I have the sales data, which is comprised of supermarket sales, and it has been the UAE supermarket. It has been categorized as city-wise sales, product line. You have some of the key information here. I have created a calendar table from the DAX. Okay, so this is it for now. So what I'm trying to do here, I try to create a duplicate page, and I will make this as sales analysis SFPBI. So this is my first page. I will remove everything on this page. So this become blanks. I will just leave the top part. So now this is my blank page. So I have only this, these are 2 things here. So if you can see this one, this is coming from the calendar dimension. This is also coming from a calendar dimension, right? So if you want to see, this is my current year selection. So let's start to, I have this file created here, which is called KPI. So I will show you this file. So here I have listed down different KPIs. So I will try to bring this file into my Power BI. So how you can do it? I can do it very easily. So I go here, I click the file, and this is how I select the table from the file and I say load. That's how I loaded the table. So why we need to do this load this table? Because this is the table I will be using to actually create my dynamic measures. So currently you see this has created some kind of relationship. I would say I don't need any relationship, right? And here let's try to organize some of the tables here. So this one is my measure. So I always organize these my measures into the measure table here. So I'll have this technique. This is my fact table, and this is going to be my KPI dimension. Currently, you see there is no link between, and we don't need to link this with anything. So once I have this one, I will go here in the KPI. I will try to make this sort working as well. So I will go here into the modeling. I will say sort by KPI ID. So that's why I have for the ID column here. So let's try to see what we have got. So we have got different KPIs here, right? And I can change this to selection. So if I want, so I have a slider here, slicer here available, which I can use to slide. So now I'm going to the next part. So for the next part, you see, I have all these calculations available. So I need to verify if I have this calculation available in my current structure. So I can see, OK, I have sales month over month. I have sales year over year. So I have these measures, but I don't have average sales month over month. So I will need to create few measures here. And I have order measure here, but I don't have order percentage increase year over year or month over month increase. So I will create some few more measures here. So what is the easiest way to create few measures? So I will use the quick measure because I know these calculation I can utilize. I already built this calculation. So I have this month over month calculation year over year. So I'll pick this one orders and I say this is my orders and let's bring this one. So this will create my order year over year. And similarly, if I want to create one more, so I will do it like this same. I will do this same for the average sales as well. And this will be, I will put for the date dimension here, right? So this create two more measure, average sales year over year and orders year over year percentage increase. I need few more, two more. I need to create two more measures here. So this will be month over month increase. So I will choose the month over month increase here. And I will say, let's do the order thing. Same calendar picker. So if you have any other dimension name for the calendar, you say it a date dimension. So it would be a date here. And there would be a last measure here. So let's say this time month over month for average sales I need. So I will go into the sales, drag, drop, and this is easy. We can do it through a DAX code, but I purposely use this quick measures because a lot of the people might not be familiar with writing complex DAX. So that's why I'm using this simple for them. OK, so I have created these measures. So now my next step to have these measures aligned. So I will say this measure should go into the sales folder. Also, this measure should go into the sales folder. I always organize things and keep them. This should go into the orders folder. Same for the other one as well. OK, so these are some of the measures I have. So we have created some measures here. And if we try to place these measures, you can see if I put this order measure here and I place it against the calendar dimension. Let's say suppose month. I'll place this against month. So I can see orders. And if I want to see percentage year over year increase, I can change this to a stack column chart. And then I will provide the line here. So this will give me month over month increase as well, right? If I want to see how is the year over year comparison, so I can make this as well. So this will be compared with the last year. There was no increase. There was no increase. So if I select any other year, I will see if we have any comparison. So currently we don't have any comparison for the orders here. So let's say if we have something for the year over year. So we don't have year over year percentage increase as of now because we don't have, we might have similar number of orders. So if somebody wants to see why this is not changing, because we have in January, January 2019, we have the same number of orders and same for January 2020 as well. So this is kind of a data issue. That's why we don't have this percentage coming up. So we have validated the chart. Now going into our first step. So we have created the KPI dimension. Now I want a dynamic measure to be created, right? So I will go here and I will say I need to create a measure. So this is I have copied the DAX here. So I will copy this DAX and I will say create a new measure. You can choose either this or either other way as well. So I'll be using this one here, uncomment these things because I will need those into my chart. What this is doing. So I have this measure written. So what this is doing, this is actually bringing the top one value from the KPI dimension. So whatever the selection I made, I'm picking the top value out of it, right? And then I'm checking the switch case statement here. So I have put this into a variable, this top element. So if I select sales, if I select order, if I don't select anything, why the reason is there, we can go, many people will say that we can have this as a selected value. So it will give. So what happen if you have the multiple select enable, or if you have multiple element, you don't select anything. So just to avoid those kind of issues, so I have put this top one clause. So it will always pick the top one value from your KPI dimension. So my KPI dimension currently is called this one. I have bring this up here as a name of KPI dimension, right? And I'm checking this, put this into a variable, and then I'm checking it into a switch case statement. So when my KPI sales, I need to show the sales measure, when sales month over month. So whatever I choose from here, I have an explicit measure for that, and I'm actually using that measure, right? So for orders, I'm selecting the order measure. And why this multiply by 100? So for the percentage part, I'm multiplying those measures as 100. So those will be rendered as the number. Otherwise, they will be rendered as a decimal place number, right? So we have put these measures here. Let's try to remove this chart here for now and see what we got. So if I select this one, I don't get anything. So let's say if we got orders and here, and let's try to bring this against the chart. So let's see what we got. We got orders by different month, 303. So these are number of orders we got every month. So if I change it to the sales, yes, this is changing to the sales, right? So how do we validate this number? So we make a copy of this chart, copy paste this one, and say I already have the sales measure here, right? So how about if I replace this values from the sales measure? So I can see this is exactly the same, or I can place this right next to it. I can place this chart here and we can see whatever the KPI measure is showing is exactly what the sales is. So if I place orders here as well, if I try to place order here, okay, so currently number of orders, if I choose orders from here, you see the both are same. So point is when I select whatever the KPI I select, it's the KPI measure which I have created is actually pulling up this particular KPI. So our first part of the exercise was to create a dynamic dimension and then link it up with the dynamic measure and validate the results. So our results are correct as of now. So we can see we can place it against different type of things. We can place it against the x-axis. If you want, we can place it against a different dimension attribute. So let's say I remove this one for now and I make a copy of this one chart and place it here. And rather than putting up here, I change this to a matrix and I say this time I need to plot this against my product categories or product lines. So I have this product lines available here. You see, this is showing the number of orders. And if I say sales, this is now turning to the sales by product line. So this is not dynamic. I haven't made any relationship. So all the measures in my existing models working as it is. I just place this as now. Any question till this point? Okay, so we will save. Okay, so we will save this one. So let's move to another file. So I will copy this one for now for the purpose of simplicity. I have copied this one, this visual here, and then paste it here, right? So here, what I'm doing here, let's remove everything else. So currently this is only showing months. Okay, so this is coming from a date dimension. I have the KPI dimension here as well. So what I'm doing, I'm pulling up the KPI dimension and then I'm pulling up the KPI measure. This is showing me sales for the selected months. So if I unselect everything or I say okay, so this will show me all the months for this particular year 2020. This is sales. What if I say can this work with the multi-selection? Let's try. So now I have made this selection as a multi-select. I've made the same. Okay, let's go back. Yes, okay, now let's try. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I have made this a multi-select. So now let's try to do multiple selection. You see? Wow. Have you guys seen this things like this? So how easy it was. You created a KPI dimension, you enable the multi-select, and this work with the time intelligence as well. What if I select all? So let's try to remove this for now and try to expand this one here. You see? You got every dimension and you can expand this to any number. Like you have 50 different KPIs in your model. You can put those 50 KPIs in the slicer and you can render all those 50 KPIs using this dynamic measure technique. And this is just the beginning. So we are part one of our exercise. Let me know if you guys enjoy this one and you want me to continue this complexity of the level. So how about this? If we want to have this like something like this, let's say I'm going a bit more crazy here because I see some enthusiasm. So I say this is my KPI. This matrix can be can work with the multi-select, right? How about if I have another chart? So let's place another chart here. I'll do the copy paste thing and then I will reformat it. So I have this one. Let's change it to a line chart and say I want this to only show one KPI. So currently this is showing orders. So I don't want this to show order. I want this to be linked with a different filter. So can I do that? Like if I have another filter slicer coming up here and I say this is my slicer. And if I select the sales, I want the sales to be shown here. So I want these to be independent of each other. So how would I do that? Any idea, anything? Anyone want to put the anything here? So what we did, we go here because we already loaded the KPI dimension. So now I go here into the transform data and I will say reference this one. I will name this as KPI 1, right? So this is my KPI 1. So I say I have this table. So this is my KPI table. This is my another KPI. So I say let's only have these column here in this chart. So I can save this one or I can leave those as it is. There is no point, nothing harm. Now this time what I do, this time again, I go here and delete the relationship because, or you can disable the auto detect relationship here. OK, so I have another KPI dimension, which is same copy of the my master KPI dimension. And now this time I will put this. I will go here and I will do the same sort by column here. And I put this into a slicer again. But this time, this is coming from a different table. This is coming from a KPI 1. So if I select sales, I will need to create one more measure here then. So I have a KPI 0. Let's say this is my KPI -1. As you will be not using this one. Also go back to the home transform data. Let's try to rename some of the tables here. So I will say this is my KPI -1. This is my KPI 1. Sorry, KPI 0. And this will be KPI 1, right? So when we do close and apply, and I hope it won't break anything. So we have -101. So this is the one which I am using. OK, and this is the measure. So I will rename this measure as KPI 0 because just for the purpose of simplicity. This is using the KPI 0 dimension. So I just do a copy of the same measure and I go here and I click on the table and I say new measure. Paste it here. I only change the name here KPI 1. I say pull it from the KPI 1 table. So whatever is selected into the KPI 1 table, I will use this one. So now this time I have this measure available. So this is coming from KPI 1. And in this chart, rather than putting this measure KPI 0, I will put this KPI 0. So now see what happened. So I have this chart unlinked with. So this is showing me average sales, right? If I go here, this is showing now start showing me average. Oh. So this should be KPI 1. OK, you see this measure is created into another table. So how do we change it? So there is a very easy way. You can change this to home table to the any other table. You can move the table. So if create your measure are created in any other different table, so you can choose it to relocate it to any. So that's how. So these are my orders. So I can see I can match these order with this row. You can see 352, 303. So now I can see these two are independent of each other. So if I make this is everything else. This is boom, right? Any question till this point? So we are almost 40-minute mark. Oh, we have been racing along very nicely. OK. OK, no problem. So now we will move to our final exercise. So you might have been seeing this one here. Kind of a thing. So I can use this. I can use this to filter it out based on only this particular city sales. This could be a city product or any other thing. So I will save this file for now, and I will take you to another file. So we have actually done this kind of thing. How about if somebody wants to have a projection? Let's say any one of the team member comes in and say they want to see this dynamic measures work with the time intelligence or not. Can I go back or forward any period? Okay, so there is one issue with this. So let's try to make a duplicate copy of this page. Copy of this page, and I will save this as software 2. This time I will remove everything else from here. I have this KPI measure. I have this KPI. So what about if I select 2020 and March, and I want to go back and forward few periods? So how can I achieve this? So I can use the what if parameter. So I say my what if parameter as number of months. Minimum value is this, maximum value is 12, default value is 3. Okay, so I have this filter available here, right? And I will use this filter to create some different calculations. So I have this measure. I will be writing this measure here. So I create a new measure. Again, you can choose different techniques. So I will say KPI 1, last and months. What would be it? So it would be using KPI 1 measure, and then it's actually multiplying whatever the number of months is coming up. So I'm taking the maximum of my calendar dimension. I'm taking the last and month value and multiplying it by -1. Now I'm taking a dates period function to filter out the dates in between dates. So this is my date. This will be my starting date, and this will be the periods I want to go back. And this is the number of months. And my KPI 1 measure is this one, which is already dynamic measure based on the switch case statement. So I generate this measure, and then I generate one more measure here, which is going to be KPI next n months. So I will create one more measure here, which is KPI n months. So this time I don't do a multiply with -1. So let's say I have this measure. So currently you see you have this chart. How about if I place these two here as well? You see, all of those are filtered to only one point. So for this, to get rid of this, I need to change this to a different hierarchy, because when you selected this one, this March, the current filter context will filter out the current month. So I will remove this for now, and I will create a dummy column here, which will be playing as a role playing dimension. So I will say this as calendar, and I will say this end of month, and this will be my sales date. Oh, sorry. I I I need I need to create a column. I put the measure. So let's say I need to create one more column here, calendar and end of month. I bring the sales date, and I do nothing. I just make it the end of month sales date. So this will be dummy column, which I'll be using for my reporting purpose. So I will have this column here. I will remove the month and quarters, and let's try to expand. So let's remove this KPI for now. And we have KPI 1 here as well. Let's try to put this into a legend. Right. So what's happening? So can we check this out? So what is happening is we have the orders. I'm standing in the 20th March, right? So we have the orders. So this will show me last 3 months. So if I change this to last 4 months, you see now I am going back into the time. So my current point is March here, and I'm going back 4 months, and I'm going forward 4 months as well. So if I want to check this as a sales measure, so this can be for any of the measure here in my KPI selection, right? So if I go to Fab, you can see I can go forward 4 months, I can go back 4 months. And you can do similar as well. You can do it for different years as well. So if I have this one, so for year, I can see this is the point. So if I want to go 9 months forward, so you see, I don't have the 9-month backward data, but I do have 9-month forward data. So this actually lets you go to the 9 months in the forward direction. So this is how I can actually, I don't create different measures. I can choose between orders, sales, and everything. So with this, we have almost concluding. And now I want you to show a surprise trick. So you see this chart here. I have this one. So how this is related to what we are doing. How this is related to what we are doing. So let's say I save this page and I name this page as yeah, 3. Okay. Let's try to delete these charts because I won't be using these ones. I will be focusing on 2 of them. Okay, how about if I put this one into the top? So you see what this is doing. This is actually, this chart is I'm not sure why it's locked. I will change the okay. And I will take the starting position as 110. Okay, so these are my charts, right? So I have this chart. So you see these labels again. So what this is telling me, you will be doing different kinds of conditional formattings and different kinds of stuff. So what this is doing, so this is actually showing you which particular city, or if I go to this particular chart, this is actually showing me which particular city is dominating between these categories. Right. So if I select this one, this is saying that this city Sharjah is dominating between these categories, and similarly like this. So let's go back to our example. Let's try to change this chart to something stack bar. And rather than putting up the dates here, I would be interested to place the product categories. So we can categorize. So I have these product lines available here. So I will put this into Access. So now I can see these product lines. And if this is unreadable, what you can do, you can go back here into the Y axis and you can try to increase the size. Also, this would be much more readable now, right? So there is one way, like I can see product wise, product sales. This is currently showing me sales. If I go back here, this is currently showing me sales, product wise sales, and this is by city wise. So but this is another way. So I can clearly see which city is dominating. I can see the total sales for this category, and I can see which is dominating here. So you can clearly see this is dominating. How I want to make it dynamic. Currently, this is kind of a static as well. So if I want to have something like dynamic, which can actually work on my KPI dimension. So I have created my KPI dimension here. So I have this dimension here. I can bring this up here and change it to a selection. And I want this to be make like if I select the sales, this should be based on sales. If I select orders, this should be based on orders. If I select average sales, this should be based on average sale. So how do we go about this? So for that, we need to create few measures again. So I will create the KPI measure for each of the cities or each of the products. So if you want to compare products or countries, you can create those. So let's say I create these three measures here very quickly. So this is my first measure. And I will use the second measure and the third measure here as well. Second measure, and then I will create another measure here, third measure. So why we are doing it? Because you can do the conditional highlight based on different conditions. So this is a very slick way. You can actually have this like this chart is almost similar to this one, but this is more compact, giving you more information. This is giving you have the space, giving you the orders, number of sales, and then also highlighting which category is dominating in which city is dominating in which particular category. And you can change this to if I change this to product lines from product lines to city. Like this time I remove this one and place the city here. So you can see this could be changed as well. And this could be any other thing. This could be product method. I can add the product method here. So you can see product method this, which product as method is dominating, right? So let's bring it back the product line here. And let's try to build our final measure. Any questions, anything? Is it too complex? So this is my final measure, which is a dominance measure. So I'm calculating a dominance at any particular point. So I will say this. So you can write again, this is a simple comparison statement. So I'm comparing different city, different product. You can compare different product, different any other attribute element. So I'm assigning a number to it. And then what I'm doing, once I create this measure, so I will be utilizing this measure. So you see this dot thing here, city dominance sales. So I already have this measure here, which is quite similar, but this is kind of a hard coded one. So now I have put this measure here, KPI dominance. So I'm using this dynamic measure, which is actually based on the KPI charges based on KPI, and KPI is a dynamic measure. We have this based on switch case statement here. So if whatever the user select, it will select based on that, it will render based on selection. So let's try to pull this KPI city dominance where it goes. So why I cannot find it? So we created the measure called KPI city dominance. I think it might be here, or we deleted it. Okay, maybe we need to recreate. I think I did not save it. So let's do a quick change here. So I will be doing this a quick thing. So we have assigned these numbers, and then this is our final part, and we'll be closing this session for today. So this is my KPI 1 city dominance measure. I'm not sure I have created the measure, but it's got disappeared because I haven't saved the file maybe. So let's try to create this measure for now. So it says it already has a measure. So we need to find it out. So I can find it out through here, KPI 1. Where does this measure goes? KPI 1 city dominance. Anyone seeing this measure? At least I cannot see it. Let's save the file. Hopefully we'll be able to find it out. Yeah, this is kind of a strange. Let's say KPI. KPI. I don't see. Okay. Maybe. Let's try again. Maybe it was just into the cache. Okay. Where it is. Now next part is, yes, this is here. Oh, hidden it. Oh man, we have hidden it. Sorry guys. I just hidden the measure. So okay, so I have put this measure KTI city dominance here. So I select this chart, and now this time I choose this measure KPI city dominance, and I place this here. I remove this one for now, and this will be a small dot again, right? So now what I want, I will go to the conditional formatting. So this is the bonus part. So I want this to be rule based on this particular measure, and I can create this very easy. So I have these four different rules. 1, 2, 3. And always make sure you select the numbers. You don't select the percent, but because it doesn't work with the percent, you can read the Microsoft documentation as well. This feature is kind of buggy. Okay, so I have done this one. So you see, I need to hide this 3 as well. So I will use the same font color rules. So I will use the same rules again here. I will type same kind of expression, do the same kind of configuration, but you might be seeing that this is like I need to do hard coded kind of thing. Let's just wait a minute. I will just show you what it is going to be about. This white dot is there. You want to hide it. It's very simple. You can go to field formatting and you can select the field which you want, and you can make the same font as a background color. So I have made this, and then I can apply this to a header. Boom, this is gone. So this is very sleek bottom column here, right? So you see, if I place here the order measures instead of the sales measure, if I select the order measures here, and I say this should be data labels should not be auto, because this should be none. So these are the number of orders, right? And you can see clearly this city is dominating throughout all the categories except for this one. So why this one is not working? Because I haven't made any selection yet. So if I made a selection here, orders, you see, compare, validate this. So for fashion, let's do it like this. Sort those two things, and here also sort this by product line. So now it would be easier to compare those side by side. So So you can see this particular category. This city is dominating. This category, this city is dominating, and this is the highlight color here. You don't provide much information, but you provide the highlight color rule, and people can relate this to your. Let me expand this a bit so you guys can see it more clearly. Okay, so you can see it now more visible. So if I make a selection here, if I make any selection changes here, you can see this is dominating. This one is dominating here as well. Here, this city is dominating, and this has been highlighted with this city color. And this is very easy, very easy. You can see right on the eye, click of an eye, you can see which city is dominating where, right? So happy till this point. Now, if I change this to a sales, now this is now based on the average sales. Now, if I change this to average sales, this is based on average sales. How do we validate? If I go here and rather than putting this orders measure here, if I select the sales measure or average sales measure, I can quickly validate those numbers. Like this is dominating here, this is dominating, this is dominating, except for only one category. If I put the sales measure here, I can see. So how do you go about that? So if you have a choice to place on a dashboard, and I can give you one more thing here. In this chart, I can add the average sales column here as well, right in between the middle. So if I have a choice, see, maybe I can, yes, I can make slight adjustment to it, and say for 10 is the starting position. Sorry. So you see, I have the compare these two charts. So this chart is showing 3 different KPIs, and based on the color highlight rule, it is identifying. So if I want to showcase the similar kind of information using the stack bar chart or a stack column chart or different or line chart. So how many charts or how many space do I need to spend on my take it on my dashboard? So with this simple chart and with this simple click technique, I can going back and forth. I can very easily see what is going around, right? So with this, I would like to wrap up. This is our, we have already exceeded 5-10 minutes. So this is, we are into a 70th minute. So I will open the floor for Q&A. No, that's no, we can spend whole night today because this is a 4-hour workshop. So it would be up for another session. If you guys like it, yeah, we will have definitely have this one. So let's rewind. In the first chart, what you do, you have this KPI selection here. You make a KPI table, and then you link it up. You reference and you reference the same table and make some adjustment to it. And then you can bring these two slices are coming from different tables altogether. So the first one is coming up from this one. This slicer is coming up from the KPI 0. You can see it there. So this is coming from here. And the other one is coming from this table KPI 1. And these two are independent of each other. So if I want to make this a single select, like I want to showcase sales, and here if I want to select the multi-select, so I can achieve this behavior. Okay, in the second exercise, what we did, we try to incorporate this with the time intelligence, little time intelligence. I know this might not work with year over year and month over month calculation, because then we'll be doing two time intelligence, wrapping two time intelligence over each other, which is not allowed in the Power BI DAX feature. So, but we can go back and forward in time this many months, and you can actually have this expression as You can go back in months, in year, and in days. So you can select the period dynamically as well. You can automate that part as well of the statement. And same, my dynamic selection is still working with this many periods, whatever the number of periods. And you can still change the periods as well. You can change, currently I'm doing on month, you can do it on days as well. You can increase it to 120 days, 60 days as well. Now in the third part, we do a dynamic color highlight rule. So color highlight rule is very important to highlight what is dominating, what is, and this can work with any dimension attribute as well. So if I put here the customer type, you can see which customer type is dominating. I can see the payment method as well. See the payment method here. And if I want, I have the payment method image as well, payment image. So if I do something like this, so you can see how cool it is. Hope you guys do like it and you guys will refer it and apply to this your dashboarding technique. And you have been, you might have something learned out of this session. That's it from my side. Let me know if I can stop the presentation.
All right, Hasham, let's see you here. Just change to your camera, please. And thank you very much for the presentation, folks. At this time here, remember, enter your questions here using the live chat. Remember to like the video, drop a comment, and support the channel. See some great information here shared by Hasham. We talked about some time intelligence, time periods, making DAX dynamics for not only values but also colors, the use of switch statements, and much more on this very dynamic demo-driven presentation
Yes.
here. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm saying that this is the total workshop kind of thing. If you want this to go into the slides, everything should be in the PPT. We can have this one as well. But you can do it right away because I was showing you from the start from the scratch file doing the step by step. Hope you guys didn't miss it. If you guys watch it in a video, we will have the recording available there and you can do it
Awesome.
yourself.
There was some requests here for the question from Raleigh V. Will the PBIX be available for reference?
Yes, for sure. We will put this into the marketplace.
All right. So, Raleigh, check it out. Keep an eye out. I will put a reference probably here on the description of this video where it is. Also, and just keep an eye out there. We'll follow up with that information. Now let's take a look. Folks, remember, enter your question here. We are coming to an end of this presentation. I hope you all really like it. Let me take a look here for any additional questions. All right, I don't see any additional questions now, folks. If you're as you will be watching this video here after its completion, please remember to use the comment section below the video to enter your questions. Let us know where you are connecting from and whether or not like the video. Also use the thumbs up, like the video, share, subscribe. We have Ben Tech here saying nice presentation. Thank guys. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support there. And thanks for the support of all attendees. Please keep an eye out for the South Florida Power BI next presentation. And remember, just copy the link and you'll be able to see this video in the future. All right, Christian Vacon also saying thanks for the presentation. Very cool.
Okay.
There we.
And you guys can connect me on the LinkedIn, Twitter handle. I forgot to share, but you can find it out on the presentation slides as well.
All right, and also in the description you have the URL. I believe. I mean the LinkedIn for Hasham's LinkedIn address is present in the URL. I will update with any additional information today. All right, folks. Anything else you want to add, Hasham?
No, that's it. I would like to thank you and all the members who stayed there late or early in the morning. And I really love the audience here at the South Florida user group. Thank you very much, Adriano.
All right, Hasham. Last message here. We have Darren saying thank guys. All right, Darren. Thank you. Thanks everyone for watching this video. Whether you're watching live with us and or after the presentation has completed, we really appreciate the support and we look forward to see you. All right, thanks Hasham, and see you all. Bye bye.